Hello, my little sparkles. We're back in again today with Apothecary Diaries Season 1, Episode 3. Now, from the last time, we got a bit more info on how the world works and a little bit more about her job where she's taste testing, looking for poisons, and not only did she get to make poison, but she also got to taste it too and things like that. It looks like she's a bit more interested in making the poison though than really searching and looking for it. That's only the little bit fun part, is looking for it. And she's not really affected by it either. Now there's a little mystery character that's kind of showing up, so more mystery. I'm realizing now that this series is a bit more mystery than it is love focused. This is more of a slow burn is what I'm told about it. And I'm informed that season 2 is where more romance is being put into it. But overall, we're still going to keep going with this. And I might go into another romance series where it's a bit more romance focused. But I mean, all in all, a lot of these romance series start slow off and then they go a bit more rushed into the romance. I think that's what all of these series are. They are romance, but then you have to put other stuff into it. But overall, I'm still really into this series. There's mystery, there's so much cuteness with the animation, the art is gorgeous, the characters are hilarious and interesting and just so great. I really can't stop watching, to be honest. So let's see what they have going on next with this new character. Personally, I do believe in ghosts and all that afterlife stuff, like spirits, angels, things like that. I personally do believe in those. That's why I get so easily scared and spooked of things like this. But what do you sparkles think? Do you believe in these stories? What are your thoughts? Things like that. Do you easily get spooked? This is why, unfortunately, I don't play scary games. I wish I could be like Momo and just be able to walk through these spooky things, but I just can't. I just get so easily freaked out. I'm a scaredy witch. No! He ruined it! I hate that. Don't call. Good girl, I hate that. I hate that. No! I don't. Fake compliments. I swear. Exactly. I don't deserve such lavish praise. I agree with that.
Really have nothing better to do.
Exactly.
Phoenix ought to be at the domestic service.
Yes! Go away! I don't like him. Why does he have to be so pretty? Oh, gosh. What is he hiding? What? These characters are always hiding something. What are you hiding?
She starts sleepwalking over the shock of being used as a prize. They do say illness is a result of an unbalanced mind.
Illness is a result of an unbalanced mind. There is something to that to an extent. As someone in the mental health field, there are some chemicals in the mind that you can work with, and there are some people that are born with extra chemicals and some with less chemicals, and by that I mean people can be born or develop depression, anxiety, things like that. And you can take medication to help balance that out. So Momo could work with that if that's the case. Or things with ADHD as another example. Depression, anxiety always come to mind because that's always something that comes to the case with that. But that's just another example as well. But I wonder if they're going to take that route or what's going on with that. I haven't heard anything about sleepwalking, but they might also be able to do something with that, because sleep is also another extra case of needing don't take it for granted for me. This is only little bits of information because I've also worked with and personally have had some trouble sleeping, but melatonin. But as far as I've had some little research of it, does not last long. If you use melatonin too much, or too long, it doesn't last long. You need to switch it up with something else. As always, I recommend talking to your actual doctor. If you personally struggle with that, if you want to find out more, talk to a professional and use some credible resources.
Perhaps concubine Fleo and her are alike.
Is that really what's going on?
I think so.
That is what it seems like on the surface. As someone who works with people one-on-one and needs to talk to them and see what's going on, it's like they're trying to conclude to something else as well in here. I'm not good with mysteries and like getting clues and stuff, so trying to figure out what they're trying to say, all I can think of is that she's upset that she didn't perform well. She could be proud of her dancing skills, and she didn't perform well in front of the emperor, and she's upset about it. And that's why she performs at night, unintentionally, not knowing and stuff. That's why she's not performing in the morning, not realizing that she's doing it at night. I mean, she hasn't even touched that part. All she's thinking about is the being sold piece. I'm surprised she hasn't touched on that part. So that's what I'm guessing from everything that's being said. So that's my takeaway from it. There's also that other part, and everything from therapy and such, everything is interlocked. Everything is interlocked. We could be stressed about one major piece as well, and everything just starts crumbling. So I'm going to explain this in a bit more formatted for just a little bit. So let's say that because a lot of my audiences is actually from like 18 to about 30. So I'm going to try to say this in a more, let's say, job related aspect or school. Let's say both. You're going to school. Some of us may also have kids. You have family responsibilities as well from the family you grew up with, and now you have your own little family, kids. You're also going to school, and you have your own job responsibilities. And let's say that you're also, the main stress that you're having at, let's say a lot of us right now, because it's most of our lives at this point, is work. You have a terrible boss. But it's where you get most of your income from. It's what's helping you get through school. It's what's helping you putting food on the table for the family that you're having right now. And maybe you're even supporting your parents right now. Unfortunately, you can't leave that job. So you have to stick with it. And it makes everything else that was a minor stress more stressful. So you hate your boss, but you can't yell at them. But now all these minor stresses that you had, like let's say that your partner, being a little quirky, only maybe bothered you a little bit. Now it's starting to bother you quite a bit more. And you start blowing off at them a little bit. And then other things about your family, things that you might have held in for a little bit, then you start letting out at them because of stuff at work. And then things that your kids goofed off at, you start letting out at them. And things at school are starting to pile up, they're starting to stress you out. You were able to manage that before, but now it's becoming too much. So yeah, things start piling up and freaking you out. So that's where I'm getting my theory at with where this scene is going at. She was very stressed with and upset with what happened in front of the emperor, and she keeps thinking about it, she keeps stressing about it, she's upset at herself, and it's piling into everything else. Before, maybe she didn't really care too much about being sold off, but now she doesn't really want to. She really likes this life, but how is she going to be able to dance in front of the emperor now? And everything else where she came from, I don't know. But so far, that's my theory. And you're a butt face for trying to have Mama pull out the truth. I don't like you. Whew. Okay. So I wasn't sure how this episode was going to turn out. I thought it would be maybe a little spooky or something. Kind of surprised it didn't. I kind of was expecting a little bit more, but I didn't think I would be brought to tears at the end. I was literally crying a little bit. Because who wouldn't want that? It was hard for me to take a little bit seriously that they are abducted. These people are literally... It just surprises me that these people are literally abducted to be put into the castle. You think it's all fairy tales and stuff like, oh yeah, I want to be at the castle, I want to be there, and I want to work there living in lavish. Like, no, you get kidnapped, you get abducted, you're forced to work there to live off your wages and stuff. But I mean, like, yeah, this world isn't as nice as it seems to be. Overall, I am kind of surprised that Momo was put in a situation where she might have had to out someone. I'm glad she didn't, though. She kind of had her things about her. She kind of did figure out what was really happening in the end. I'm glad that she didn't say anything, though, so that she at least could have her happily ever after. It's honestly so much to take in. This is kind of why I do an episode at a time. Just so that, one, I can process everything, and two, I can just take it all in. Another reason why I don't do mysteries, because I would never have been able to put two and two together. Because, as you can see, I do such a psychoanalytical process kind of stuff. But I did get to see a little bit of what the next episode is going to be, which seems like it's going to be a bit more focused on her. I'm not going to say too much. Everyone's probably already ahead of me of what the next episode is going to be. So a little bit of a spoiler, she might be getting bullied, which I think I already saw some clips for, so I'm very, very looking forward to that. Not her getting bullied, but clips of what I saw might happen, where she might get bullied, but it's Meow-t. It's Meow-t. She can carry herself. Anyway. Thank you, my little sparkles, for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what other romance series I should check out, and I'll more than happily add them to the list so I can react to them, and Otome series. I'm also going to be reacting to Otome series. But I'll see you, little sparkles, next time. If you want to join me live, I also have a Twitch channel, so check that out. And I'll see you later. Bye-bye.